Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Garden. Welcome to the OCG Fam Show to you, my YouTube buddies. What's going on? Let's talk about it in the comments after the show, but right now let's just get into the show. I've heard it said, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I'm not sure I agree with that with people. I think what you love and what loves you makes you stronger, but with plants, it can be a hard times make hard men kind of situation, where if you give your plants some adversity, they rise to the occasion, and that's what today's episode is about, because we're talking about Harpin proteins. And what are Harpin proteins? Watch the clip, and I'll talk to you after. I heard Scott mention Harpin proteins in an old green room live, and was wondering how to incorporate it into Nectar Grow. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow. So Harpin proteins, what is that? I don't know what that is.
I don't know, I had a head injury. No, I'm just kidding. That was pre the tree. But no, the Harpin proteins are basically, it's a false protein, a false pathogen.
Okay.
So it's this protein that when hit on the foliage, the plant recognizes it as a disease, a pathogen, some kind of virus. So it sends up and draws in a lot of nutrition to help over-amplify the health of the plant to protect that region that the Harpin hit. So when I was talking about, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, using the Harpin proteins to trigger the plant's response to defend itself while then feeding on top of it, so then all that food will then be drawn into the plant. It just helps them hardy themselves up for other diseases like powdery mildew, downy mildew, mites and stuff. But more importantly, it really promotes uptake of calcium and all these other different elements into the fruit itself to make that plant stronger, the fruit healthier, and just more nutrition. So it's a false pathogen that tricks the plant to believe it needs to defend itself,
and so
when
it goes,
really doesn't have to defend itself.
Okay, so it's like an inoculant or a vaccine. It's kind of like when you trim your plant up, you prune it, and it's like, oh shit, it thinks it just got hit by a windstorm, and it's like, I gotta put on some new branches. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah.
Now the trick with the Harpin proteins is check the date. That's one of those things, like when you check a soil that has a date on it, or One Shot that has a date on it, or Green Grow's Pridelands that have a date on it, that's California's law that says there's a mycorrhiza spore in here, and that spore has a germination rate of 2 years.
Okay.
According to California's Science and Math, or whatever they come up with.
Yeah.
The Harpin proteins, it's better to get fresh. If it's expired, leave it behind. Tell the store, hey, return this, it's out of date.
Okay.
It is one that it does not do well. The germination rate's very low on Harpin proteins if they are old. So look at the date before you buy, because a lot of people get stuck with somebody else's old inventory.
Okay.
And if a store is not promoting it, it does not sell. You have to understand it before people will buy it. So it's not one that just flies off the shelf. So it's better to find it online and double check the dates before they ship.
Okay, what do you think of that? Informative, entertaining, helpful? Let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. The OCG Fam Show. It's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCG Fam Show. See you tomorrow.